It is autumn now on Salt Spring Island. The bright, warm, sunny days are beginning to transform slowly into magical misty ones. The leaves on the trees are turning russet, burnt orange and yellow ochre. The maple leaves in particular are even as big as my head. The red skies at night delight us as we turn in after a hard day's work. And soon we will know that the weather will turn a little bit colder each day, and we may even see snow. But for now, all is good on Isabella Point Road. The horses and donkeys in the field opposite are going about their daily business. The trail into the deep forest calls to us ever enticingly. And there is our lot, and we now face the daunting task of creating an access point from the roadway onto our property.
So folks, there's always the question when you first start this kind of a project. Do you rent equipment or do you buy? After looking at the options and the cost of rental over several months, I found that it would be cheaper to buy a second-hand unit in good shape and use it until we'd finished all of our work and put it up for sale. And so that's why we ended up going out and finding our little excavator. And while we were there, I was talking to him about how we would get moving earth, and we were trying to decide between a bobcat or some sort of a dump unit. And we ended up with our little Coyote. It's quite a nice little diesel unit that will haul a good yard of fill in its box, and it's got a hydraulic dump on it. So that's what we ended up buying, and it gets us to where we want to go.
Well folks, here we are down on the road on the excavator. We're clearing out the ditch, which is full of an invasive species called gauze, and you just hook on to a root as close as you can, and you pull, and you get a whole bank of gauze coming out on the chain behind you. Hopefully we'll get most of the roots, and we'll clear this mess up. It'll clean out the ditch, give us a cleaner looking line on the front, and this gauze is awful stuff. It's very invasive. It's awful to get into. It's spiky, spiky, spiky.
can see that together we've managed to remove a fair amount of gorse from over 40 foot of the area, and the drainage ditch is almost clear now. This was the first outing for our Yanmar, and unfortunately we've popped a track. But the ATV came in very handy for pulling the track back into place. But it's not all work and no play, you know. Every now and then, when we go into town to pick up materials we need, we might linger a while and enjoy a lovely salt spring brew, or a delicious sorbet or ice cream from Harlan's chocolatier. And then, of course, the deep forest calls to us, and we must go. We stand in awe of her beauty. We feel her cool breath on our skin. We absorb every sight, every scent, and every murmur. Her magic envelops us.
So now we've got the excavator at home. Our little Yanmar is ready to go, and the first thing I've got to do is put in a culvert. But of course, I need to know where it's going to go. Originally, we thought it would be farther down on our lot, but we had to move all the gorse that was there. And after pulling the gorse out, I realized that it would be just too steep to go up that way. So we went back to where the pipe was set originally and looked at it and thought, okay, this is the place. We need to put a culvert in because there's a stream that comes down and runs along the road in a ditch type situation, and of course you have to be able to get across it. So we bought a couple of lengths. We needed 30 feet for sure, and it's 20-foot lengths. So we put in two 20-foot lengths of pipe, and you have to dig down first, clean it up, put some good crushed rock underneath, and then we put the pipes in and then fill up with it's called a pit run crush all around it to build up around the pipe, make sure it doesn't get crushed. And we had to have about 6 inches of dirt over the top and still be level with the road. So you can see we had to dig down a bit, but in the end we ended up with a perfect drive onto our property, and we were ready to start building our road.
With thanks to our neighbours Kirk and Valerie, who lent us their leaf blower, we discovered a new technique for burning green wood.
Burn, baby, burn!
She's a witch!